I haven't filmed in so long, so I don't even know if I'm going to remember how to do this, but here we go. Do any of you guys have that like project sitting in your drawer, in your cupboard, ready to go, that you haven't done because you were just too intimidated to do it? Well, if you have been subscribed or watched any of my videos for any length of time, you will know that mine is the Jasika Blazer by Closet Core Patterns. I have wanted to make this blazer forever, but I just haven't done it. I've cut out the pattern twice now because I traced the original pattern and I've put on a bit of weight since then, so I've had to redo the whole pattern all over again. I've had the materials for ages. I just haven't done it. So what better time to do it when you have crushing deadlines and uni work to do.
Oh, well, that's just stupid.
And need a break today. We're going to start it today. So today's video is going to be the mock-up, and I'll probably show you the materials that I got for this project. I'll split this video into 2 or 3 parts because I don't want it to be too long, and we're just going to jump straight in. So I will show you my materials, what I'm using to help me through this whole process, because I've never done any tailoring in my life, but I'm super excited to try it. And then we will start making the mock-up for this video, and in the next video I will go through making it. Disclaimer, this is not by any way, shape or form a tutorial. Closet Core Patterns actually have their own tutorial on it. I am literally just doing a video how a brand new person like me, who has absolutely no idea what I'm doing, gets on with making it, and if I can actually make a tailored garment, that would be absolutely amazing. So that's the plan. We're gonna jump straight in, and yeah. So this is the pattern we're going to be using. It's the Jasika Blazer. I have mine already prepared. I also have the full bust adjustment version, which I was able to get for free from Closet Core Patterns. They do a C and D full bust adjustment for the front of this blazer. So I've cut out C, but I think maybe I might need a D, I'm not sure, but I'm just gonna go with the original and use the C cup size for now. I've cut mine out in the size 20, and it's, don't shoot me, but I've actually cut out the pattern. I did trace this originally, but then I've put on weight, and it did take me 4 days to trace all 30 something pieces. So I haven't done that this time. I have literally just cut it out. So yeah, naughty, but I have, and I think it will help with accuracy anyway. Another thing that you can get from the Closet Case Patterns is this like guide for fitting the blazer, which I'm gonna use as a resource. It's just goes through common fit problems and how to sort them. So that's going to be amazing. I'm definitely going to be using that at some point. I've also got this book that I got for my birthday when I wanted to start this whole project. It is just tailoring 101 basically. So I'm thinking, if I don't understand any of the instructions, I can possibly refer to this book for more picture instructions on how to do things. Hopefully it will help me. I have no idea what I'm doing, like I said. And then I don't think I'll use this, but I do have this book as well. I have used this a few times for other pattern adjustments, and I think it's fab. You can see my receipt in there. So I'm quite a visual learner, so that book really helps me. So if you're interested, I'll like put all the links in the description box. I don't make any money off of anything. It's not sponsored or anything like that. But if you guys want these books, I will pop a link in the description box down below. I'll also, if this is still available, I'll link it where to get it. It's from the website, I believe. It should still be available. The same as the full bust adjustment versions as well, if, like me, you are quite booby and you need that extra room at the front. So that's what I've got in terms of resources. And now we can have a look at the materials. So for any of you guys that have seen any of my other videos where I've constantly spoke about wanting to make this jacket, you already know what fabrics I'm using for it. So I have this beautiful fabric for the outside, and then I've got this lovely maroony plum for the inside lining. Now I'm umming and ahhing about playing around and using this linen for the inside, like the pockets and underneath the collar. Now I quite like this combo together, but the more I look at it, the more I think, well, this is yellow and these are orange stripes here. So I'm not 100% sure if it goes, if I'm honest. I love the colour palette. I just don't know if it will make it look weird or if it will just make it look a bit funky. And if I add these as pocket linings, is that going to make it too thick to work with when you've got all of the layers? I mean, I don't think so, because it's quite a light fabric. So yeah, I'm not 100% sure. Oh look, I've got 2 meters of this and it's 65% cotton and 35% linen. So theoretically, I could use this as a whole another project. So I'm not sure about this one, but these two are definitely what I'm using. And the materials for this project were a pain in the butt to acquire, so we'll go through those. So in terms of the materials that you'll need, like the interfacing and stuff for the inside, I got, quite some time ago now, this horsehair canvas. I don't know exactly who it was from, but I know it was from eBay a couple of years ago. So I've got that horsehair canvas for the lapels, and I think potentially the bodice, I'm not sure. Well, jacket fronts, should I say. Also got some shoulder pads. I've got some thin ones because I did not want the 80s vibe coming back, although I do love the 80s, but I don't think shoulder pads are my thing. So I've got some of these shoulder pads. I may make my own, as I do know that closet core patterns come with a pattern, like a template for you to cut out and make your own shoulder pads, but whether I do that or not will be a different matter. The next lot of interfacing you'll need is, oh excuse me, is some jersey interfacing. Again, all of my interfacing is fusible, obviously other than the horsehair canvas, but this is the knit one. It feels like a jersey almost on the outside. It's stretchy and it's got glue on the other side. I just got everything in like white or cream because you're not going to see it anyway, so who really cares? Other interfacing I've got is weft interfacing. I have no idea what weft interfacing is. I just know it's interfacing that's woven a certain way on the weft, isn't it? Because you have your weaves. I don't know. But anyway, it's quite soft on the outside and then it's got the glue on the other side. And again, I got that in like a cream. I got a bunch of tape. I don't know what this is for yet, but I'm assuming it's for stitching down probably the horsehair canvas or something. I think the last thing is, because I don't know whether I'm going to put an actual button in or have a fabric button, I've got this as well. I'll decide that nearer the time, see what it looks like, see what kind of button I maybe want for the front, but I've got that as an option as well. I've never made fabric buttons, so that should be fun also. So that's all of the materials that I have that I don't know what to do with and that we will discover along the way. The next step is going to be to start the mock-up. So I'm going to do the front of the jacket, the back of the jacket. I think it's got sides of the jacket and the sleeves. No interfacing, no nothing, and then we can see what it fits. And I know that I'll need to do adjustments because I'm shorter than most of the people these patterns are made for. So I'm going to crack on with that, and then I'll show you what it looks like in a bit. now I've got all the mock-up pieces cut out. This is the jacket front full bust C-cup, and these are just the side, the back and the sleeves. I am going to struggle with marking all of these markings on my actual fashion fabric, but when it comes to this, I've literally just used a pen and drawn all over it. But yeah, I'm gonna have to have a look at how I can mark this on my actual fabric, but we will cross that bridge when it comes. So now I've got these bits cut out, I'm gonna stitch them together real quick, see what it looks like. I haven't done the collar because the collar's not gonna change size, so I haven't bothered with that. So this is where we're at, and we're going to stitch it together. So the mock-up is almost done. I'll show you what it looks like, or I'll attempt to because I'm quite short. So this is what the mock-up looks like so far. The lapels end here somewhere there. Then it goes into a button. I really like how it fits. The bust points meet where they should. The back is smooth, and obviously if I keep my arm still, that's smooth. I am a little worried about this bit here, but I think once the sleeve's in, that won't be a problem. I know that I need to probably take some of this out, so my shoulder ends about there. And then I've got probably about all this much room. So I've got to take that in. My only concern is that going to make the arm's eye bigger? And if so, what's that going to do? So I'm going to look up that. But otherwise, I think it fits really well. I can't see any major issues. It's obviously really hard to see at the back for myself, but I'm quite happy with it. This is quite a thick dress as well, because it's like double gauze plus lining. So this fits nice and comfortable with this dress on, which means it will fit nice and comfortable with something thinner on. Yeah, so this is where I'm at so far. I must admit that now I just want to get straight into making the actual jacket, but what I should do is actually put on the sleeves and check the fit. I know that it fits nice and smooth around here, so I'm thinking once that's in, then I can see where the shoulder sits on me and kind of wear it around for a while and see if there's any problems anywhere, if I've got any pulling that I shouldn't have. Like, I wonder if I've got a wee bit of pulling here. I don't know if it's just because I'm twisting around as I'm trying to see what it looks like, and I don't know where the button's meant to be because I forgot to mark that. So I think the button is here, so if that's the case, then yeah, but then obviously you can put the button wherever you like. Yeah, so I'm super happy with it. I think it hits me where it should, and I definitely don't want to change too much about the front. The shoulders are nice and smooth there, so it's just a case of figuring out this bit, whether I need to make any adjustments, or once I put the sleeve in, if actually I don't need to do anything. So fingers crossed I don't need to do anything, so then I could just crack on with this bad boy. But yeah, let's start with the sleeves and then see where we're at. I am so glad that I did a draft of this sleeve, because other than the fact we knew that this was going to be too long, this is snug. It's not tight, but it's snug. Like, it's restrictive. I'm not a fan, and I can tell you it's not because I've been to the gym, because that's been a while. So I am finding it very restrictive here. Look, you can see all these drag lines going on there when I'm moving around. Also, I've turned the hem up by about 2 inches, 2.5 inches, but I have so much excess fabric that just bunches here in the arm. So this, I think, will be an easy fix, because there's a line that just says shorten or lengthen, and obviously if I take out a buttload of fabric, it's not gonna bunch as much. So that's an easy fix. I never done a pattern adjustment on a sleeve before, and especially a sleeve that's in 2 parts. So you have the top of the sleeve and the underneath of the sleeve. So in my mind, to do, like, if a sleeve was just one whole pattern, it's just like a slash and spread method. That's how I'd go about it. For this, I'm not sure how I'm going to go about it, so I'm going to have a look at my resources. For any of you interested in how I'm doing the adjustments to this sleeve, I found the short and lengthened line on my pattern, and I folded it over 1.5 inches, and it's going to also be 1.5 inches underneath, and that's what I kind of gathered up on the actual sleeve of the mock-up. So I just transferred it onto the pattern. I then did the same to the undersleeve, and then made sure that this fold was exactly the same for this as the undersleeve, and that all the notches lined up. Then I've transferred that to another piece of paper, which is what we have here, and this one here. Now, I still need to do a bicep adjustment for this, but because this is like so thin, I didn't want to be making any permanent changes to this pattern in case I need to adjust it even more. So that's I'm keeping as my base. So now I've got this on here. This is when this helpful sheet comes in, and I'm going to have to do a bit of slashing and spreading. So I'm going to follow page 31 of the instructions from the closet core pattern to do this. So I'm going to get onto that now, spread this, then I'm going to make another mock-up and see how it fits. To quickly show you what the sleeve looks like before I cut into it, I've got my lines. Now, I kind of had a look at this drawing as to where they place the lines, and I tried to mimic it. So this one isn't that far away, just like that, and then this one, I did initially put the line here, but I've moved it over so that it doesn't interfere with the button placement, and so that it's actually closer to this end, just like in the diagram. Obviously it's not quite that close, but it's close enough, I think. So I'm going to cut up this line and this line. I've also marked where my bicep is. Again, I've just done it a bit above the back notch there. I think that's roughly where my problem was. And I used my mock-up to kind of guesstimate that as well. Also, this is exactly why marked cutting paper is amazing, because it's easier to keep on your grain line. So this is where I'm at now. I'm going to cut this line, cut that line, ignore this line, and that one's the grain, and I'm going to spread them open about this point here. So 1/2 inch there, 1/2 inch there, and then you close it again at the bottom, true it up. Hopefully it will work. So we'll give that a whirl and see where we're at. This is what the pattern looks like once you've done the bicep adjustment. So if you can see here, I obviously slashed all the way up to the top, like I said I was going to do, and then you cut along this line also, leaving a little pivot point there. So here is the inch that I've put, well, 1/2 inch, sorry, there, and 1/2 inch there that I've put. This bit stays center and you only move the side bits. And then what I've done is brought it back in again and trued this line. So that's all sorted there. I'm going to make up the sleeve real quick. I'm going to attach it to the mock-up. I'm going to leave the original sleeve in so I can see the difference. And then we'll see how well that fits and if there's any other adjustments we need to make. Hopefully this works, but also I'll need to do these adjustments to the lining as well. So I need to bear that in mind, but we'll make sure we got this right first. So the second sleeve is done, and I've got to say I'm a lot happier with it. I can move my arm around freely. It feels like I've not got too much excess fabric there. It's the right length. I've rolled this up to where the hemline is, but without it, it's quite a bit longer. I might give myself a little bit of extra hem, I'm not sure. I don't want to go back in and reduce it, because I think that that's the perfect length. If that's my arm bent and it's right at my wrist, I think that that will be fine. Now, I am looking at this and I'm doing it up, and I see these drag lines here, which means it's a bust issue, which means I do have to cut out the D-cup, which means I'm going to have to go and get it printed, which means I have to then put it together, and then I have to cut it out and make up another mock-up. But I'd rather do that than start this whole process and it be too small. So although I'm pretty happy with the bodice, I think I am going to cut out the D-cup size. So that's what I'm going to go do now. It's been a little longer than planned, but I have actually done my second mock-up. So this is the second mock-up with the D-cup. It fits me in all the right places. There, I don't have any of those drag lines. Obviously it looks like I do at the moment because I'm like pulling it across. But when you actually line up the buttonhole and the button placement, I have no drag lines. The pockets are where they're supposed to be. The darts and everything are where they're supposed to be. I apologise if you can hear some screaming. My parrot Ivy does not like it when I'm not in the room with her, so she's letting me know that by having a bit of a tantrum. But anyway, the sleeve fits fine, so I'm ready to start cutting out the actual pattern pieces. I still have to do the adjustments to the lining of the, there's Ivy, to the lining of my sleeve. I've still got to do those because I've been a bit lazy and avoided that, so I'm going to do that first. And then I'm going to get cracking with cutting everything out. Now, my fabric has lots of lovely checks that I've got to try and match. So I have 3 meters of this, I believe, so I hope that's enough. I mean, it'd be fine to make a jacket out, but obviously because it's pat matching, you need a bit extra. So I'm gonna figure that out later, but it's all wash, prepped and ready to go. And other than doing my adjustments, I'm ready to start. So yeah, as nervous as I feel, I'm gonna finally start this project. So I'm gonna end this video here so that I can do the alterations I need to do to the pattern and get myself organized and get everything cut out. And I will see you guys in my next video when we actually start making this bad boy and I finally have this jacket that I've wanted for the last 2.5 years. So that's what we're gonna do. I'll see you next time and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.